What if Michael Jordan decided after being cut from his high school basketball team that he was going to decide another sport? What if the Wright brothers decided to listen to all the people who thought they were crazy for the idea of developing a plane and that humans could fly? What if, starting today, you decided that you didn't want to live a life of being ordinary, that you wanted to think that you could be extraordinary, that you didn't want to believe in the lie that life tells you that you're just supposed to be not anything different than anyone else? What if I told you last September I completed a 75-mile bike ride, that I did something I never thought was imaginable a few years ago, when I decided I wanted to live a life that I would give everything 110% and be the best I could be physically, mentally, and spiritually. That I didn't want to quit, and that I would take whatever pain or hardship came my way, and that was a secret to success, is never quitting. Too many people quit before they ever get to the end goal, and to never set limits on what you can become in life. When I started biking, I could barely do 10 minutes on a stationary bike. And when I moved out to the American Tobacco Trail back in March of 2014, I got into it and started doing maybe 30 minutes the first day and fell in love with it, and it became therapeutic in a lot of ways, and it allowed me to test myself mentally and physically, my will out there to achieve. And that had plenty of miles to work with, 42.2 miles. And I started off on the weekends just trying to do an hour. And then I decided during the week after work I would drive 10 minutes of trail, and I would bike an hour and 10 minutes every evening till dusk. And as I got further down each street that I crossed, I got to where I could do 20, 30, and then I completed the whole trail, 42.2 miles that July. I thought I did a lot, but of course, like I said earlier, I didn't want to just keep where I was. I wanted to be the best. And so every time I accomplished something, I raised the bar that much higher. And so in late July, after I did that, someone told me about the MS bike ride down in New Bern that you could do the 175 or 50. And I said, next year, I'm going to do the 100. And so I decided I was going to train all winter, go to the gym 6 days a week, that come spring, I was not going to miss a beat. And I did the hour every night, did weights every other day, did the hour spin class every Saturday morning, and then come spring, I picked up right where I left off. But like everything in life, there's always setbacks and challenges, so I got to where I could do 60 miles that July, going into the event, which is going to be September 15th, and I started having a lot of back pain to the point that I went and saw a doctor, and he put me on muscle relaxer and gave me lidocaine patches for the pain in my back, and said, look, you need to not do any physical activity whatsoever for the next 6 weeks. Now, I was set to do that event, and so I was going to stick with it. And so the week of the race, I did 20 miles on just that Monday. And then came Saturday, and I was pretty nervous because I wasn't sure how my back was going to respond physically. And so I remember getting out there, and about 30 miles out, I saw a sign that said, go left to do 50, go straight to do 75 or 100. I said, I'm not going to do 50, I worked too hard for this. So I said I was going to go straight. And then about 38 miles out, I realized that I didn't have a lot of air in my tires. I knew they weren't flat, that I could still bike, but I realized at the 45-mile mark, I stopped and had someone check the pressure at one of the maintenance stations, and he said, you only have 80 PSI, you're supposed to have 120. So I was on 2/3 of a tire, pretty much. And so then I got to lunch at the 50-mile mark, and then after lunch, about 10 minutes later, it started raining so hard that for at least 30 minutes of that hour, I could barely see 2 feet in front of me. But I thought about all the endurance, what I went through, the mental fortitude, the pain I endured, And that's what got me through it. And then with 2 miles left, I had a flat tire and ran the final 2 miles in to complete the event. And this year I'm set to do 100. But like everything, I may run into some setbacks this summer, but as long as I keep pushing forward in life and never quit, you can do anything you set your mind to. So starting today, think of yourself, what if today were your day, you were going to give it 110% in everything you did, that you wouldn't look at anything as an impossibility, that you see opportunities not for failure, but success and growth and learning and development. Thank you.